Reborn continues, and as promised, Joe Cathapietra joining us here on the show. And Joe, it's our final conversation before we really get going next week. First off, where are we sitting? How are things? Are everything sort of in going forward? You organized, ready to go?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, as organized as you could be. I mean, things, constantly change and, there's always moving parts, but obviously we're a little closer to everyone reporting, where we're sitting now, the 27th of April. So getting excited and getting, closer to opening day.
I mentioned this the last couple of weeks that you've kind of been the mode of, you go to the store and you've kind of got an idea. You want this, you want that. You've kind of been in that mode. You've really knocked off those items off your list. You got some depth of catcher now. You got some back end bullpen pieces, more veterans. Let's just run through some of the names first off, and I'll kind of go most recent, or actually go the other way. I'll go reverse. Jamison McGrain back as well, back as an option to go to the back end or starter. That's always a big piece right there. Jamison is a little different, and I wanted to bring this up because I explained this after he signed, but it's a player option. What went into that? Can you fill the fans into that?
Yeah, I mean, Jamison was a guy that, obviously was a big part of our club last year and did, obviously different roles, starting, bullpen, obviously we don't want to have him bouncing around this year, but we have the luxury of, he did a great job for us last year and doing both roles. Hopefully he settles into, the job of where he feels most comfortable in the back end of the bullpen.
You also got some depth. At the time, this actually happened. These two signings happened the day after we last chatted. And J.C. Escara, who was signed, and doing a little research, I realized that this guy is going to be obviously versatile, can play some positions, but penciled in as a catcher.
Yeah.
I know he played it in high school, some in college. How much has he played recently, and how much are you expecting him behind the dish?
Oh, well, we're expecting him to catch. I mean, that's what we brought him in for. I mean, he was drafted as a catcher, and obviously being a left-handed hitter, that definitely does offset what we have going on. But we're bringing him in as a catcher, so that's what his job's going to be.
Versatility, no doubt, being on left side. Also, earlier in April, right-hander CJ Carter, interesting guy as well. Carter, bullpen piece.
Yeah, bullpen piece. Could fit into different roles. Could fit in as a long role, and can also be as a 1 or 2 inning guy. Late in the ball game. So he is an interesting guy, and we're looking forward to seeing him.
I'm going to hold off on the two guys, the real bigger names, for a moment. I'm going to get back to them in a moment. I'm going to skip down. We talk about this all the time, and the rookie combination. You got to have rookies who not just take a spot in the roster, but contribute. Brock Gilliam, local product out of Washburn, they're in Basehor as well. You got to have a rookie. He had a really nice year, kind of under the radar last year, but nice to have him back. And he's a rookie. That's a huge, huge signing.
Yeah, I mean, he was very dependable for us when we needed him. He's going to have to take on a different role this year. I'm going to use him as, in more key. He got his feet wet last year. We kind of used him in different roles. Going to use him, hopefully in different more roles this upcoming year.
The show is Reborn with the Kansas City Monarchs. My name is Dan Vaughn. We're talking to Joe Cathapietra, the manager of the Monarchs here, kind of caught up on our final hot stove conversation, just on the rookie thing in general. You and I have talked about this over the years. I want to give this for the folks who are newer fans to us. The importance of rookies and contributing rookies. How important is that for this roster?
Well, I mean, anytime you have your rookie status players, contributing, that's definitely a need. You have to have those guys coming in and being able to help you, help the team be successful, and that's such a key part to your success in winning.
Ball club also picking up a couple of outfield pieces, Joel Booker and Willie Abreu. That one came, well, the Booker one came middle of the month, and then Abreu last weekend. What can you tell us about Booker first, and then Abreu?
Yeah, both guys, athletic players, both play all three outfield positions. Both can play center field, which is, important. Right. To have as many center field options as possible is always important, and both could do that. So we're looking forward to seeing both of those guys and having them in the mix.
Three big names, one a returning name, and I say big names, these are all three recent big leaguers. I'm going to start with the one that folks remember last year, local product, Matt Hall out of Missouri State. Boy, he was such a find for the ball club late. I forgot how dominating he was, and just get the ball in, get 2 wins in the postseason, got those wins late in the year as well. He is going to be, you putting with Akeem Bostic and the other possibilities there in the rotation. You got to pencil that name in as a rotation piece, man.
Yeah, I mean, that's, having him back, kind of just really makes the rotation, just the starting staff just a little bit deeper, him and Bostic, and then, a lot of the other names are going to surface, Sure. Right now the other names are just names on paper, but right. Those names are going to be, the Halls and the Bostics that we don't know, right. Matt and Akeem are easy names to talk about and, to kind of gloat about because we know who they are. And, we've seen them on the baseball field, but, the other names that we don't know as well, they're going to be very good players for us also. And we're just excited to get them in and see them and see how they perform for us.
Joe Capietro with us, Dan Vaughn here on Reborn. Matt Hall too. I mean, this is a guy, and I remember last year when he came in, he had just come out of the big leagues. This is not a guy that had been there 5 years ago. He was in the big leagues, and he seemed to bring a certain swagger in a real positive way. And it seemed like the staff gravitated around that swagger.
Yeah, I mean, you said it, those guys are right out of the big leagues. Him and Akeem are going to be guys that are going to bring, that current big league status, right? So we're excited for that, and they're good people, and it's exciting to have them back.
I see the two big names, and a name that I know fairly well from Australia, Pete Kozma, former Cardinal, of course, broke the hearts of the Nationals, and also ball club signing Matt Adams, another guy who was in the big leagues last year, has a long career in the big leagues. Let's start with Pete first. He's a versatile guy as well. What are you thinking with Kozma in as far as what he's going to do for this ball club?
Well, I mean, he does have great versatility. I mean, he was in the big leagues last year, right. Played a lot of shortstop, infield, really could do anything on the baseball field. But, we're excited to have him, his experience, and, it's going to be fun to see him play.
Yeah, and I've had several folks tweet me, and gosh, you guys just keep pulling them in. I mean, that Pete Kozma, and now you got Matt Adams. I went through a highlight reel of his last night before just kind of preparing for this. This is a guy that's got some pop. He's been around. He knows what he's doing. This is a long-time guy. Really, this guy should have fans excited. Are you as excited as the fans are?
Yeah, I mean, we're all excited, just to have him in the mix with a lot of very good players. I mean, we have a really good team, and a lot of really good players, and obviously Matt and Peter, really good players also. And so to have two really good players with a lot of experience, added on to a lot of other, really good players that we already have on our roster. It's going to be exciting, and we're looking forward to getting everyone in and seeing how everything, kind of, forms and gels together. And obviously we have to, come together on the baseball field and work together. And there's still a lot of work to be done. And, you don't want to get too excited about it because, there's a lot of work to be done. And, we all know that. And there's a lot of very good teams out there that we're going to be playing against too. So, that's for sure. So
When you recruit a guy like a Adams or a Kozma, I mean, you're calling these guys up. Is there any different approach than a guy that's not been the big leagues? Because these are guys, and I'm not being cup of coffee guys. These are guys that are big league players. Is the recruiting process any different? Are they very open to what we're doing in Kansas City?
I think they're obviously open because they bought in. I think the whole idea of what we're trying to accomplish is, understood. I think the way it's being sold, and so I think it's understood that what we're trying to do and what we're trying to build here. So, and that's not going to change. If you're talking to Pete or Matt or Gabby or CJ or whoever, it's the goal is all the same for all these guys. Matt wants to get back to the big leagues, just like CJ wants to get to the big leagues. So it's all the same. I mean, we're all in the same room right now with the same goal, and there's two goals. While we're here, we're trying to win as many ball games as we can, and then we also have a goal is to try to get the guys to the next level, for them to get back to the big leagues or try to get them to the big leagues. So we're all on the same, we're all pulling in the same direction.
Just a couple more things here on Rain Reborn with the Kansas City Monarchs. You're going to be right at it basically a week from now. We're going to be pulling to KC, getting going. It's not a long month or like the big leagues, even affiliated ball. You only got just a short window of getting this thing together. How do you navigate that short time frame of getting with just only really limited preseason games and limited workouts? How does this thing come together? How hard is that for you and the staff?
Well, I mean, you just said it on the second end. I mean, you have a very good staff and very good players. So, a very good coaching staff, very good players that understand what you have to do to prepare. And then, those two things kind of take over. The players understand what they need to do to prepare. The staff is superior in my opinion. So both of those, the combination of both of them, they'll take care of it. And then, we'll be ready. And, every day we'll just try to get a little bit better to get ready for the 13th.
My name is Dan Vaughn. The show is Rain Reborn. Our guest is the Burns and McDonnell Coach of the Year from the 49th Annual Kansas City Sports Award. Congratulations, Joe, on that award announced yesterday. Your thoughts on that award? That's a really recognized in our metro area, being named the Coach of the Year here in Kansas City. Pretty fired up about that, I would take.
Yeah, well, it's a very big honor, and I'm very flattered by it. And, it's just, it's just another, it's another honor, just kind of it's just a group honor again. I mean, I take it from, the coaching staff and the front office and the players and everyone, because it's a combination of everyone. So I guess I take the accolades, and I just kind of chop it up with everyone, because everyone deserves it. My family and everyone. So everyone deserves a piece of it, and I'm just I'm so grateful and thankful to be in this situation that I'm in, and so many good people around me. It's just it's a blessing.
No doubt. And as I tweeted, just much love and first class for you all the way. It's just so great to see that for you. Final thing, you packed? You packed? Are your bags packed?
They're not. I think it's not even, it's just, you would think after all these years that I would have a system, a plan, and it's not there. It's still not there. So no, the answer is no.
I'm in the same boat, and that's why I've got an awesome wife, because she's going to help me out, I'm sure. And I know you do too. You'll have some help as well.
Yes. Well, my wife is coming with me, so I couldn't do it without her.
Joe, I appreciate your time as always. Look forward to seeing you next week. And man, ready, just can't believe we burnt through the whole hot stove. We're just a week away, ready to go.
Yep, let's do it.